On the 23rd of May 2017, the UN made a historical landmark election in Geneva, the, electing the first African to the position of Director General of WHO. Africa celebrated because this is the first time that we've seen a power shift or power dynamics within the UN organs, especially WHO. And who needs more in terms of youth sector reform other than Africa? Africa still is an emerging continent, and indeed, most of the 17 SDG Sustainable Development Goals by UN, they target Africa so that we can take millions out of poverty. And of course, that was a welcome gesture by UN. However, that celebration was short-lived on the 20th of October on Friday, when Dr. Tedros, who is the Director General of WHO, appointed Robert Mugabe as the Goodwill Ambassador. Within few hours after that appointment, there were condemnations internationally, and we Zimbabweans were outraged by such an appointment, given that such an appointment should reflect the behavior of the leader and initiatives taken by that leader. And Robert Mugabe, at the moment, we believe, and strongly so, and so is the international community, that because of his poor human rights records, so many people in Zimbabwe have disappeared. For example, Itai Dzamara, still unaccounted for. In 2008, over 500 MDC supporters were murdered by Mugabe's militias and his supporters. And Mugabe didn't condemn that. And again, early 1980s, it is on record by the Catholic Justice for Peace that over 20,000 people were murdered in Magdaleland under Kukurahund by the 5th Brigade, under the directives of Robert Mugabe. Not only that, but Mugabe does not even trust the Zimbabwean health services. He spends millions of dollars annually going abroad for treatment. Of late, he has been flying frequently to Singapore, basically because the crumbling services in Zimbabwe, because of corruption and looting, mass looting by Mugabe and his supporters, to such an extent that most clinics don't have medication and shortage of staff, nurses and doctors. And sometimes these professionals go months without pay. And add to all that, and we see the UN WHO appointing Robert Mugabe as a Goodwill Ambassador. Of course, I think the international community also weighed in by threatening to withdraw funding if such a position or appointment was not revoked. And some organizations went as far as to call for the resignation of the Director General. Organizations such as Cancer Research UK were also outraged. They condemned it. Cancer Council, the International Heart Foundation was one such organization, and the World Heart Federation condemned the appointment. And over 20 UN agencies also condemned the appointment, and the donor community threatened to withdraw funding to WHO if such an appointment was not revoked. We saw a new twist, maybe a first by WHO. Within 48 hours, they met on the 22nd, on a Sunday. By the way, the 22nd is today, Sunday. and revoked that appointment of Robert Mugabe. I'll go through the letter with you, which now is also on the WHO website, and dated the 22nd October 2017. And the letter reads, "Court, over the last few days, I've reflected on my appointment of His Excellency President Robert Mugabe as WHO Goodwill Ambassador for NCDs in Africa. As a result, I've decided to rescind the appointment. I've listened carefully to all who have expressed their concerns and heard the different issues that they've raised. I've also consulted with the government of Zimbabwe, and we have concluded that this decision is in the best interests of the World Health Organization. It is my opinion, my aim, to build a worldwide movement for global health. This movement must work for everyone and include everyone. For me, what is important is to build political leadership and create unity around bringing health to all, based on WHO's core values. I remain firmly committed to working with all countries and their leaders to ensure that everyone has access to health care they need. We must build bridges that bring us together and help us move forward in our quest to achieve universal health coverage. I thank everyone who has voiced their concerns and shared their thoughts. I depend on constructive debate to help and inform the work I've been elected to do." And this was signed by Director General Dr. Tedros. It is very significant. It will be the first time that Robert Mugabe has been fired within 48 hours of appointment. And again, here is evidence of how the entire world, if they speak with one voice, they can change the direction of politics. It is also possible for the world to continue to speak with one voice so that they can stop the government of Zimbabwe from persecuting its own people. It is possible to bring peace and stability in Zimbabwe. It is also possible to bring economic prosperity in Zimbabwe. If we Zimbabweans can speak with one voice, if our regions can speak with one voice, if the world can speak with one voice. Yes, let's start the debate. Let's all work together. Peace in the region is possible. And peace starts with you. And peace starts with everybody. We've got a duty of care. We've got a duty to come together and work for the good of peace and stability, especially in Zimbabwe. To Robert Mugabe, we say at 93 years, at 94 years, it's time to retire. The baton should be passed to the young generation so that we can rebuild our lives. For the past 38 years, you've destroyed the one jewel of Africa. And now we are a country under abject poverty. We hold you responsible as head of state for the past 38 years for our anguish. However, the world is listening and the world is watching. Let's all work together. A new Zimbabwe is possible. Thank you.